Hey YouTube, how are you? I'm getting ready to go live on IG. Hopefully everybody is doing amazing. No new. There we go. Connection. Let me get this all set up. Perfect. I know I didn't get on here on Monday, and I was like, okay, I'll get on here on Wednesday, and a little late, but better late than never. That's for sure. That's for sure. So as you can see, my title is The Holiday Hustle. We're propelling us into 2023. And for anybody on IG, I am live on YouTube. I go live on YouTube. It seems like 2 times a week. I am doing my best to do 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just right now, I am not having the best of luck with that. So if you don't see me on IG though, I go live on Facebook, and I've been getting ready to go live on TikTok because I'm doing my best to get my name out there, talk about what I do from trading, forex, cryptos, e-commerce, helping people with social media, and my story out there. Definitely, thank you. Definitely is something I want to do. Tell people my story, for sure. My story is crazy. If you don't know my background, I know on my IG I have my story, and then I have my story, of course, on YouTube. Oh my gosh, I love trading, truly. So my whole life fell apart back in 2019, and trading is really what changed my life, truly. I got involved with and I went to a conference out in Vegas, and that was February of 2019, and Les Brown spoke there, and I swear that I never knew who Les Brown was before that. I didn't know much about motivational speakers. Just had been introduced to Tony Robbins, knew a little bit about Grant Cardone, but when I saw Les Brown speak at that conference, and granted it was just for an hour, but I mean, not even spoke an hour. He may have spoke like a half hour, but gosh, he definitely spoke to my soul. And I barely had started trading, truly, and I don't even think I opened the academy. I didn't even dive into the info yet, and I went to this conference because I just knew I needed to be there. Something told me, and I knew I was home just because so many people had come up from nothing and was working on a new skill set. And I have a cat meowing in the background. If you can't hear her, she's very big mad because she can't have water. But trading, just the educators, the motivational stuff, the personal development. I don't know where I would be, honestly, if I didn't find trading. And granted, I got into it when my husband died, so it was sort of a different distraction. Probably not the best time to get into trading, honestly, when you learn about emotions and stuff like that. But I dove into it, and it was my beautiful distraction, which taught me an amazing skill set that, changed so much for me. And I actually can help other people learn how to do it now, plug them into a system, and help mentor them and help them learn things that I learned the hard way, unfortunately, that the markets taught me because I didn't have the best mentor, of course, when I first got started. And I learned a lot of stuff the hard way. We call that lessons, not losing, right? Anything in life is always a lesson. Some stuff is good and some stuff is bad. But it definitely showed me a lot of things. And people will tell you, if people tell you it's super simple and, they make it sound like it's a get rich quick scheme. They're not being honest with themselves or being honest with you. It's a skill set you have to learn, of course. And practice makes, better every day. I'm never going to say you're going to be perfect because perfect doesn't exist with the markets. Markets do what they want. We don't predict it. We react to it. And anybody that's been trading for more than a month will tell you that. But I do. If anybody's interested in anything along those lines with trading or needs help between risk management.
She's amazing. Interrupt.
And that's my roommate, Robert, my bestie. We met through trading. You're about a year behind me?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's about a year behind me.
After
Yeah, something like that, 6 months, year. But when I was running a virtual live trade room, he was one of the people that talked in the chats all the time to me, and I met him through trading. He became like my best friend from trading to personal development, and it's just crazy. The people that I call family now, of people on here saying, "Yo, what's up, Rob?"
Yeah.
But they became my family, and it's crazy because Robert lived in Virginia. I only had met him like three times, and he ended up becoming my. Oh yeah, we talked all the time, but it's one of those ones. Chad. Okay, all right. The name threw me all off. I'm like, I don't know that name whatsoever. I know who you are now. Sorry. We met him up in Austin. Chad. He's the one that's on there saying hi. Yeah. So you'd know him to see him because I know you talked to him in Austin. So Robert's like, sure. His memory isn't always. He's like, yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, I know. That's such a guy thing, and I'm not even gonna pick on men, but like it's funny. Like some things we remember better, and other things we don't. I used to be great with dates, but after January of 2019, apparently I got not so good with that. But anyway, it's a work in progress. I'll get back there. um, but yeah, for anybody that has never traded that's on this or doesn't know anything about crypto, or if you think crypto trading, or yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, it's only Chad we met in Austin. I know you know who he is. Really? Oh, I was like, I only know one. I am. So, but if you guys don't know about trading or think it's a scam or crypto's a scam or e-commerce is oversaturated, guys, it's not. This is the new age coming in, and so many people talk about it like it's not going to happen. But it's sort of like I remember talking about Amazon, and Amazon's not even that old. I remember saying, "Who would pay like $15 a month or whatever to get their packages delivered in 2 to 3 days when they could just go to the store?" I so remember saying that, like, oh, who would do that? I was like, that's crazy. And now I don't want to go to the store. I went to Walmart last night because I needed an ugly sweater. For an ugly sweater networking event I'm going to tomorrow, and a toy because it's a toy drive, and the lines were huge. And well, we know how Walmart can be. And me and the lady in front of me were talking, and I'm like, if I knew I could have got that toy shipped to the house, or my sweater for this networking event shipped to the house sooner, I wouldn't have went to Walmart. Don't even let me lie. And my ugly sweater actually says, "Stop, let's take an Elfie." And it has an elf on it. Boy, is it ugly. I'll post pictures tomorrow. I was pretty excited. It's funny. It's corny like me. But this holiday season, though, as you can see, like, I've been on here more. I've really been ramping up momentum to get into 2023 the right way. A lot of people take steps back. Hey. They take steps back when it's the holidays. And I remember that. And I was raised like that because my parents worked a factory job and they actually got paid time off around the holidays. So it was very chill, very relaxed, very different era. We're going back to the 90s, and all the factory jobs moved overseas. So that just doesn't exist anymore. But the holidays really is a time when we ramp up, like it going into 2023 or into January. Because the people that work and put the time in during the holidays, you build that momentum, you fill your pipeline, or you really work on stuff, whether it's personal development with yourself, whether it's your training, whether it's a skill set. I don't care what you're doing. You put that stuff out during the holidays, there's a lot of people that are chilling, relaxing. But if they're chilling, relaxing, do you know what they're doing? They're on social media. They're on TikTok. They're scrolling. So if you're putting your content out there, it's likely your stuff is going to get seen. Everybody sees that I just recently launched a credit repair business. Also, I mean, love it. I just love coming into the digital entrepreneurship space that I came into, and when I came into it, it was just trading, don't even let me lie, and personal development. It changed the way I thought. Like I was already selling insurance, so I had a little bit more of an entrepreneur type of mindset, and I had a lot of stuff I needed to fix at that point in time. And trust me, I wish somebody would have told me about working for myself or investing when I was younger, because it's definitely game changing. And like some of the people that are in the space with me are like 18 years old, 19 years old. And granted, they're younger, but they're doing the personal development and like learning these skill sets to master themselves, master their emotions at that age. Gosh, if I would have learned how to master my emotions at 18 and learned more about my actual self at that age, I don't even know. I definitely know I wouldn't be sitting here now telling you some of the stories that I'm telling you, because the emotions have so much to do with between relationships. And I don't care if it's a friendship, a romantic relationship, a business relationship. If you can master your emotions and learn how to respond and not react in them, actually sit and do like analysis before you make decisions or before like you approach certain situations, it's game changing. Learning how to set healthy boundaries. That was never even a word that was brought up when I was younger. I don't know if that's more of a new age thing, but like people pleasing was a big thing. That was my mother. That's generational curse type of stuff. But anyway, that's just something that's passed down from generation to generation. But if you have unhealthy boundaries in relationships, you have them in work, you have them in friendship. Learn how to really take care of yourself too, like self love. When you take care of you and you're fulfilled and you're actually pouring from a full cup and not an empty cup, things thrive in your life. That's why, like, I'm always posting on my stories. You see me posting about mind, body, soul. That's why I have to get to the gym. That's why I do my walks. It's not that I'm a trainer and I'm trying to promote that at all. It's funny. People hit me up and be like, train me. And I'm like, I'm not the one. I'm like, I have a trainer. Like, I'm not a trainer, not whatsoever. My trainer is somebody to keep me accountable, to keep me in check, and to help me with forms so that way I don't hurt myself. But it's one of those ones where I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's not selfish if you take the time to go to the gym. It's not selfish to make sure you look good, to make sure you're taken care of. It's not selfish at all. It's called self love. And I still have a hard time with that because there's days where I'm like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And I'm like, if you don't go to the gym, Jill, you're not going to be able to do all that. You're going to burn out sooner than later. I wish somebody would have told me that at 18. Because when my dad died, I literally put myself on the back burner. So I was like 33, nowhere to lie. I made sure my mom was taking care of my sister. I had a long-term boyfriend. I made sure, I went to see him and I hung out with him and I hung out with my friends. And I really made sure everybody else was truly taken care of. And once you learn like that self-love part, if you take care of yourself, you'll be able to take care of all of those other things so much better. Because when I was doing all that, like I was in nursing, I was getting burnt out. I was tired all the time. And it was a different tired. Anybody that knows what tired is, there's a difference. Like now I get exhausted because I love what I'm doing and I run hard and stuff like that. And there's a total difference. Like if you ever hear me say a T word like tired, there's something wrong. You need to check on me. That's an emotional thing. That's a mental thing. When we're taking care of ourselves and really addressing our emotions. And I'm not saying I don't have bad days. Trust me. I have my days because you have to process emotions. We're human. You're going to have your ups. You're going to have your downs. Thank you. Thank you guys. But you have to process it. You do, because you have to know why you feel like that and work through it. I don't say push it away and forget it because then it festers. Look at what's going on and then say, okay, well, that made me feel like this. So we're not going to do that anymore. Next time I can do this different or that different. And, as you're giving yourself that kind of time, and I'm not saying you need days or weeks to do that, maybe an hour. Trust me, I used to have my bad days or my bad weeks or my bad months. Now it's moments or an hour. Like there's no time for that type of setback. We do stop, we process. see what's going on, and you have to keep on going. You have to keep that motivation. Like we always talk about, like it's living in a feeling, and when little setbacks happen, it's okay. It's part of the whole process. And yes, I'm going to go trader here on this. Just like anything in life, even with the markets, we have a big move up, and you're going to have a correction, a little move down, and a big move up. Or it's like a bow and arrow, pull back to traject forward. You need these type of things. They always say if you don't have your down moments, the good moments don't seem as good. And trust me, I've had a lot of down moments. Don't get me wrong, but it's the attitude of gratitude. Sometimes when you have a setback or something doesn't go your way, then when you do have that next one, you're like, wow, like, man, I really put the work in for this. And this is so amazing. You're like, this is awesome. You have to realize when you're in a down moment, what is this teaching me? What did I need to relearn? Was the lesson I didn't learn before? Was it something I need to work on, whether it's my organization, whether it's my personal development, something within me? Because I know when I've had pullbacks with my organization and stuff like that, it was stuff with me. Your team is only as good and strong as you are. Attitude of gratitude is always what wins. That's why you see my posts, anybody that follows me on IG, Facebook, any of them. You see me look at the sunset, the sunrises, the deer. I live in the city, trust me. I don't live out in the country. If you saw where I was actually walking, like one day I'm going to do like beautiful sunset, and then I'm going to show you like the shops that I'm near. But it's the taking the time to be grateful that I can actually go outside and go for a walk, that I can enjoy nature, that I have 45 minutes to do or 50 minutes to do my 3-mile walk. And I'm not very good at meditating. I'm working on that. That sitting still stuff still isn't the best for me. But when I'm out in nature, like that's me time, like nice deep breaths, and like I'm listening to music, and it centers me. And it is me time. And we are allowed to have me time. The gym is like my let's work out and like work off any type of bad energy. And the perk, of course, I stay healthy and in shape doing that. My walks are more zen. You got to have your personal development. I got to get back on my reading. My reading's been slacking lately, but little things, and I'm human. Like it's one of those ones where a long time ago I learned too. I'm always my worst critic, my absolute worst critic. But it's one of those ones where every day I count my blessings of everything that I did well. And I recount of things that I need to do better for tomorrow, things I didn't do. A long time ago, I used to do it just the opposite. I'd only recount what I didn't get done. And it was so negative. And I never patted myself on the back. I believe in like the gold star chart for myself. Like I'm like, oh, I did this today, and I did this well today, and I did that well today. Okay, tomorrow I need to do X, Y, and Z. And that's how I had to be, because otherwise I was living in disappointment and depression, because I'm never going to be perfect. I only strive to be 1% better than I was yesterday, whether it's mind, body, or soul. And that's my only competition. And that's why you'll see me on here clapping for people and posting my positive quotes and anything like that, because we all got to keep our vibe up. And I know life is hard, and I know the world is cruel. The world can be such a cruel place sometimes, and people are just cruel. And like I always speak on it, if they're cruel to you, it's usually a reflection of themselves. It's fine. And I know that's really hard to take in, because God, for the longest time, like when people were cruel, really bothered me. Now it just, I would say it makes me sad, because I'm like, wow, if they, could say that to somebody, like what's going on inside of them, that they're that angry or that sad, that like they want to inflict that kind of pain on somebody else. And I'm like, well, maybe I was the person a day that got it, and maybe they didn't take it home to their family or their kids or something like that. I'm like, boy, I feel bad for them, and that's just how I have to look at people that have pessimistic attitudes or slide in my DMs with nasty comments. It is what it is. And you're always going to have that. And they always say, somebody's talking about you, you're doing something worth talking about. Nobody's talking about you. You're not doing anything worth talking about. And when I have to tell myself that on a regular, because there's times when stuff does slide in my DMs or people do say things and it does get me in my head, and it's okay. Like they always say, I'll be okay. I get back up. And it just makes me want to get on here and talk about it more, because people see the happy, positive part of Jill all the time, and that smile and the pictures that are on my all my profiles, but there's a story behind every smile. Guys, be kind, especially at this time of year. You don't know what people are going through, what people have gone through. And all I can say is just like a nice smile, a wave, a hey, how you doing, or even like a heart on somebody's picture, or a, you know, hands up, high fives, claps on their pictures. Celebrate them. It could be the nicest thing they heard all day. It could be the only thing that they heard all day. People like me, like before I moved in, I have by myself. The only people I talked to were people in the chats or people I called. Exactly. I used to just listen to people talk in the chats. That's exactly it. And I didn't talk in the chats because I didn't always want to talk, and that's not always a good thing. So be surprised sometimes what people are going through. And I know people that have families and stuff sometimes pray for quiet time. But sometimes when the only thing you have is quiet time, it's rough. It's rough. But guys, you got to keep that attitude of gratitude, of course, at Christmas time, and just keep hustling. Because like I said, people are on their downtime. And if people are on their downtime, that's awesome. You guys run that type of business where they give you some paid time off and you get to sit back and chillax. Great. Trust me, I don't knock jobs. Like I've worked the punch the clock for 10 years type of thing and then did health insurance, and this was our busy time of year. I get it. But the whole thing is like post your content. Be you. Be genuinely you. You'll start to attract your tribe. And I used to be the big person of comparison. Like I'd be looking at, Grace's post and Rob's post and Julie's post and Neno's post and be like, oh my God, they got 30,000 views and a million likes or whatever. And I would compare my stuff and I'm like, why? That's not my tribe. That's their tribe. I need to post my content to attract my tribe. And the more I'm genuine and the more I'm real, the more my people will come. So, if you're posting stuff because it worked for that person and it's not working for you, it's fine. What makes you happy? What do you want to see on your posts? Or what do you gravitate to? And that's what I post on mine. And I want those people that want to come up. I want the people that have the drive. I want the people that have been through something, healing, and are really trying to, turn that new page. I get it. It's hard. It's rough.
Hashtag healing.
And I have my own squad over here, like my own cheerleader. Yeah. I'm Peanut Gallery right over there. He's cheering me on today. That's why he does it in the room normally. But I don't know. Don't compare yourself to nobody. And when I post, and I'm the queen of it, when my posts do not get the views that I wanted to get, I still get like that. But I'm like, you know what? If I owned a storefront, my post had, or my store had 10 people walking, 20 people, 30 people, 500, 1,000 people walking. Oh my gosh, I'd be thrilled, right? I know it only gets 3 likes, whatever. That means 3 people bought something. 1,000 people viewing your stuff? Of course you want 20,000, 30,000. I get it. I know we do. But you have to build up that rapport with people. You have to build up your tribe. It takes time. And that's all I can say is time. Don't compare your chapter 1 to our mentor now. His chapter 20. He's been grinding at this hard for 5 years, building up his following from YouTube to IG to so many platforms like Spotify, his following, And where are you posting stuff? Are you being your genuine self? And that's why you see me now with done hair, not done hair, everything. Because before I used to try to be Insta perfect. Not even gonna lie. I don't even remember last time I wore makeup. Probably last week when I went to an event. So you don't see me with makeup. I like to tan, white girl problems. So I just went tanning right before this to actually keep me a little bit of color on my face so that way I didn't look. Yeah. So I don't, look like I need a bag of blood all the time. In the wintertime, I tend to fade out and I don't have a healthy glow. So, yeah, I try to just be myself. And I figure, the more raw, real Jill you get, the more people I'll attract that want to be involved in a space like this. Guys, all I can say is keep hustling, keep grinding, work on those goals. Don't let anybody tell you any different.
Yeah.
If somebody does tell you any different, My peanut gallery is going to go back to its room. I get so sidetracked so quick. So it's just one of those ones where, I don't know. You have to figure out what you want in life, not what your mom wants, not what your significant other wants, not what your kids want, not what your friends are doing. When was the last time you really sat down and figured out what you wanted? Not society, not your, if you're in college, like not the teachers, not what they're saying. Like, what do you want to get out of life? Like, what's your next goal? And I'm not saying we could do a 5-year goal, but like, what's your next goal? I know so many people that are a little bit older, and I know I have some young people on here, but younger people, like, you have goals of I want to graduate college and then significant other, marry, whatever. But I know so many people that haven't even treated themselves to like a new outfit in forever. That if they did, it's because they needed it. This time you actually got yourself something, took care of you. What do you want in life? Like even little things like that. I don't care if it's a new purse, a designer purse. What's stopping you from getting it? Why? Don't tell me like there's no cash or this and that, because there's always the cash. There's a reason. Something's stopping you, something's blocking you. And if you're looking for another side hustle because there isn't enough cash, sit down and talk to me. There's so many different ways to side hustle. And it's not even just this season. Trust me, even after this season, e-commerce is still good. Drop shipping. And no, you do not need a garage full of crap to drop ship. There's so many different ways to do it. It's crazy. I didn't know. I had no idea. So uninformed in so many ways. But guys, you have questions about, like I said, drop shipping, e-commerce, anything like that, let me know. Hit me up. Trading, crypto, no, it's not a scam. And if you think it's a scam, we really need to talk even more because it's the way of the world. It's something, yes, you'd have to learn about, but God, it's a skill that'll pay you. It definitely is a skill that'll pay you once you learn it. And lastly, but not least, credit repair. I'm working on that. So if you have a credit score that you're not happy with, DM me. Let's sit down and work on getting your credit right and actually getting all that negative stuff off of there. But guys, keep going, keep grinding, set up that momentum for 2023, and let's all go for everything they said we couldn't have. The show I'm coming for, and I'm taking it. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Keep going. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. As you see, I end up my IG. If you guys ever need anything, you can follow me on IG. You can hit me up on here in the comments. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit subscribe, follow, like, turn on those notifications. Share my lives to anybody that you think needs to hear this kind of stuff, because I know, like I said, the world can be cruel. Life can be harsh. Trust me. We all have something going on in life. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
You kill him.